meditation on Mahalakshmi, we also understood how Mahishasura got killed. He took various forms. He changed his form continuously from one to another, to another, to another, to another. And finally he died. So the idea is that we all have to understand how nature of human beings reacts. See, the reactions are going to be there. Now these are from demonic forces. See, what is a demonic force? A demonic force is a negative force. It is always going to try to harm or do something which is going to take you off the path. So the spiritual path is a very dangerous path to tread. In life, it is easy to become a common materialistic person. But to come on the path of spiritual is not so easy. Spiritual path is very tough. In the material world, we have a lot of obstacles which we actually don't look at. But when you are coming in the world of spiritual, which we will be doing in this episode now, MahaSaraswati, the 3 stages you have seen, The first one was Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati. Mahakali is the destruction of all our vasanas, tendencies, negative energies. The second one, in the material world, first it is important to overcome these basic difficulties that we have. What are the basic difficulties? Our material worldly stuff, Mind, body, and those kind of things. Second stage is to attain perfection in our material world in terms of money, state of position, and so on and so forth. Then the third stage is, after you have attained, you are still going to be finding a lot of obstructions on the way. What are the obstructions? The obstructions were given in the form of 2 things, a story of the king as well as the merchant, the businessman. Both of them are facing their own life problems. They were very rich. They were very powerful. The first one was a king and the second one was a merchant. Extremely rich, extremely well-to-do. And their families and their near and dear ones and the kingdom, the neighboring kingdom, they throw these people out. So this happens to most of the people who are connected with those who are interested in the world of spiritual. The disgust comes in life. You see, please understand one thing. Till the disgust doesn't come in life to you, you are still going to be, trying to swim the tide of the material world. What is the disgust? The disgust comes in the form of your own spouse is going to reject you. Your own children will say you are worthless. Your own parents are going to disown you. Your bosses, your company people, your businesses, wherever, whatever that you are doing, you will find obstructions in your way and they will also disown you. And when that happens, human beings, they get very upset, they get very angry and they feel disgusted with their life. They don't know what they are supposed to do. There is a lot of stress and strain on their bodies and their minds. So they get disgusted with life. It's only when you get disgusted with your life and you do not find happiness, peace, contentment anywhere in anything. No money can give you contentment. No money. You can be a billionaire also. You can be a trillionaire also. Doesn't matter. Contentment will never come to you. Next is, you may try to find emotional and physical mental peace somewhere. That also will not come. Look at the cases that are already there in existence. Great people in this world, like Steve Jobs, he couldn't overcome his body. He died because of the disease, of the defect in his system. His wife or his money or his children couldn't save him. His daughter was against him. He was a billionaire. Same thing with Elon Musk. One day he is in favor with the president, the next day he is out of favor. One day he is the number one in this world, the next day he is nowhere. Another example is Jack Ma of China. He became the super rich person in the world. His ego came in the way. He started giving some fantastic lectures in all the universities and all. Where is he today? Nobody knows where he is today. So discontent will come. When discontent comes in, the third stage of your life starts, which is a search for the truth, search for the spiritual. Got it? And these demons that are there, they are connected to your basic substances that are there. Like I said, your mind, your body, those kind of things. When you overcome them also, still the problem persists. And then human beings have to find solutions. So they have to turn towards the path of spiritual. So you require the first important step in spiritual is you need knowledge. Think about it. If you do not have any knowledge, how do you think you will be spiritual? Even the idea that there is a God or there is an entity which is superior to all of us, if this knowledge doesn't exist within you, there is no point in even being in spiritual. What is the way of life? How are we supposed to lead it? That also is not known. So these are the points which we have to take into consideration before entering the world of spiritual. We have to eliminate our material worldly problems, and we are anyway going to get disgusted with everything. Human beings do not get rest. They are always running after life. All the things in their life. Money, lust, greed, all those, the 6 Chadripus that are there, they are going to be following those. And nobody can get out of it. So we are now going to start the third episode today, which is called the meditation on MahaSaraswati. So let us begin. Meditation on MahaSaraswati. Wielding in her lotus hand the bell, trident, plowshare, conch, pestle, discus, bow and arrow. Her luster is like that of a moon shining in autumn sky. She is born from the body of Gauri and is the sustaining base of the 3 worlds. That MahaSaraswati I worship here, who destroys Shumba and other asuras. So we are going to tackle 2 asuras over here, Shumba, Nishumba, and there are others also. So we are going to see who they are. Alright, so chapter 5, Om Klim. The sage said, long ago, Indra's share in the sacrifices and his authority over the triple world was captured by the asuras, Shumba and Nishumba, by resorting to their strength and pride. The strength is connected to Shumba and pride is Nishumbha. So they have these 2 qualities in them. When a person is very strong and powerful, he has to meet his downfall. When he thinks that he is, physically, mentally very, very strong. Human beings love to talk about it. Have you seen all those people who show their muscles and their strength? 100 push-ups, this, that. They will lift with one finger so many kgs of weight and stuff like that. Have you seen those people? Huh? We can see them in the gym and roaming around half naked. They are like that. So they having the strength, but their downfall is imminent. 100% going to be there. Because strength doesn't stay with a human being for long. Someday he has to die. Someday he has to fall down from that great position that he thinks he has built up. I am sure you have seen the movie Samson and Delilah. Samson was a very great, he had terrible strength. And his strength was so strong. I mean, he's so strong that he could bring down an entire building with his strength. This strength was the cause of his misery. There was a lady, Delilah. Now she is the spy of the king. And she cheats him, Samson, and finds out the secret of his strength. The secret of his strength lies in his hair. Because he has long tresses and he used to tie them up, he had tremendous amount of strength. So one day she gives him sleeping potion. He goes to sleep and she cuts his hair off. He becomes, bald, kind of. And then she ties him up. He's put in the jail. And that is what happens. So he loses his complete strength. He becomes an ordinary mortal. So human beings love their strength. So Shumba. Nishumba is the pride. I am somebody. I am the greatest. I am like this. I am like that. I am the king of the land. I am the president of this country. I am this thing and I am that thing. I mean, they can say whatever they feel like. One day they will get replaced. Somebody new is going to come in their place. Then that person will say, I am somebody great. It's a normal thing. So we'll continue. They too themselves took over the authority of the sun, the moon, Kubera, Yama and Varuna. They too captured the glory of Vayu, performed the acts of Agni, their kingdom lost, the vanquished gods were expelled. All the gods whose authority has been captured and who were spurned by the great Asuras remembered that goddess who is invincible. A boon was given to us by her as follows. If you remember me in distress, that very moment I shall destroy all your worst sufferings. Now here, look at the way how it is mentioned. When strength and pride takes over, the things that are connected to our bodies like moon, sun, Kubera, Yama, Varuna, everything goes away. It is overlooked, it is taken charge of by these negative forces. What do you actually do in such circumstances? When the circumstances are like that, when pride takes you over, or when that extra strength, you feel very, very strong, at that time you forget most of the things. The first thing that you forget is breathing, pranayama, prana. We forget who we are. We stop doing our exercises. Yama, basically the following of a particular path. The person forgets it. You will find that in many of these cases, there are lots of people in this world who have done this. Let us take actors. Actors will, do a lot of muscular training, this training, that training. They will appoint people only because they have to shoot the film and they have to look very nice. After that, they let go. They become very flabby. They don't have any control over anything. Because when success goes to the head, finished. So this is what happens. So the two nadis connected to us, the Ida and the Pingala, the balance between them goes away. We forget that we are having, when money comes, money comes. Human beings do not understand the value of money. What do? They think that I have enough money to spend, so I will buy this, I will buy that, I will buy that, and I will buy that. And at the end of that particular period, they come to know, oh my God, I have gone and overspent, now I don't know where to get the money from. It is a very common mistake everybody does. You do not give, the money that we have, we do not respect it. Respecting money. Remember, in the last chapter we did Mahalakshmi. Remember that? Human beings forget that the money has come to us for doing good in the world. But they want to do good to themselves. So a lot of people, everybody for that matter, becomes very selfish in their own approach. And they go on feeding their own self. And one fine day they get into very big trouble. And that is the reason why these things we have to take. So now you understand Shumba, Nishumba taking over the entire kingdoms of the gods. Yeah. So resolving thus, the gods went to Himvan, the lord of the mountains. There they praised the divine Vishnu Maya. The gods said, salutations to the goddess, to the great goddess, our constant salutations to the auspicious. Salutations to Prakriti, to the good with restraint, we have bowed down to her. Salutations to her who is terrible, to her who is eternal. Salutations to Gauri, to her who upholds and sustains. Our constant salutations to her who is the form of the moon, who is moonlight, who is delight. Now this is a praise for the goddess. This goddess has come from the sleep of Vishnu. If you remember, we started somewhere there. Now we are here today. Now, doesn't that confuse you over here? The confusion is what? Why does the things, they go to Himvan? Himvan is who? Parvati's father, no? But how is Parvati connected to the goddess who is coming from Vishnu? All this is called the secret. If you stay in this, satsangs till the end, on the last day the secret is revealed. These are all secrets of the goddess. So if you want to understand who this goddess is, what she does, how she comes about, the secret is revealed in the end. So just understand this. There, all these gods go and they pray to Himvan, and Himvan's daughter is there. She has come from the sleep of Mahavishnu. Okay, so it's a very strange phenomena. We have to understand this. I am not going to explain to you now. Only you will have to wait. That is a secret, It's like a murder story. You will come to know who is the murderer in the end. Like that. Secret. We make our obeisance to her who is auspicious of the obeisant, to growth and prosperity, to accomplishment. Salutations to the consort of Shiva, to the misfortune, to the good fortune of kings. Again, Shiva, consort of Shiva. What is written over here? To Durga, who forwards us across difficulties to the essence, to the doer of all, to the discriminating knowledge, to the dark one, to the smoky one, our constant salutations. We are prostrated before the exceedingly beautiful, before the extremely terrible. Salutations, salutations to her, to the mainstay of the world, to the goddess. Workmanship, we bow, we bow. To the goddess who is all beings is resonant to the Vishnu Maya. To her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutation, salutation. I don't know how many of you have heard Rajma sing this. Namastasai, 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 namo nama. It's a refrain. Basically, it goes on and on and on and on. So yeah, the salutations are going to be there till the end. To the goddess who is all being is called consciousness. To her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who is all beings abides in the form of intelligence, to her salutations, to her salutations, 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 salutations. To the goddess who is all being abides in the form of sleep, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. That is, we are bowing down to her. To the goddess who is all being abides in the form of hunger, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of a shadow, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who is all beings abides in the form of force, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess of all beings abides in the form of thirst, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of patience, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of genus, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of modesty, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of peace. So, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who is all beings abides in the form of faith, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of glowing charm, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of good fortune, to her salutations, to salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who of all beings abides in the form of activity, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of remembrance, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of mercy, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of contentment, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of a mother, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who in all beings abides in the form of a mistake, to her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. See, you have to understand, even the matter of a mistake. See, when we say we have done a mistake, now from the ego point of view, it is your mistake. You have done it. But from the point of spirituality, the mistake is never yours. Only the spiritually perfect people know that this is a happenstance, this is how God wills it. But till that point, till you have not come to that point, you have to accept it, that it is your mistake. This is how the world is. Because if you do not understand this, your growth is limiting. To her who presides over the senses of all beings and also permeates in all beings, to her, to that ever-pervasive goddess, salutations, salutations. To the goddess who pervades the entire world in the form of consciousness, to To her salutations, to her salutations, to her salutations, salutations, salutations. Lauded by the gods, formerly, for attending the desired objects and then served for days together by the King of Gods. May she, Ishwari, the cause of auspiciousness, do us the auspicious good and destroy the miseries. And who is at the present moment offered salutations by us, gods, tormented by the haughty sons of Diti, and who, when remembered by us with bodies bent with devotion, destroys this very moment all our miseries. The sons of Diti are Daityas, Daitya. The sage said, "O the delight of the king, thus while the gods were engaged in the Lord, Parvati, the daughter of the mountains, came to bathe in the water of the Ganga. She, her pretty eyebrows, asked these gods, who is it that is being lauded here? From her body sheath, an auspicious form emerged, and replied, this Lord is done to me by the god assembled here, who have vanquished by Nishumbha in the battle and spurned by the Asura Shumbha. As the mother emerged from the physical sheath of the daughter of the mountains, henceforth she is extolled as Kaushiki in all the worlds." So here you have to understand, the goddess births herself once again in the form of another entity. This entity is extremely important. She is called Kaushiki. After she emerged, Parvati, the daughter of the mountain, became dark and was called Kalika, dark. She took the abode in the Himalayas. Then another form emerged from it. This other form is called Kali. Now Kali we know very well. We have experiences of Kali. Then Chanda and Munda, the bearers of Shumbha and Nishumbha, espied the mother who had taken a most charming form. Shumbha was informed by them, "O great king, some woman resides there, exceedingly charming, shedding luster on the mountains Himvan." Now here are the two spies, Chanda and Munda. They are waiting over there. They see this goddess come out, and she's amazingly beautiful. She's very, very pretty, very beautiful, very powerful. She looks so beautiful that they get carried away by her beauty and the way she is. So they naturally want to go and tell their own kings, Shumbha, Nishumba. We saw this. Nobody has ever seen such an exquisite form anywhere. O king of Asuras, please ascertain who this goddess is and take possession of her. So they are thinking that it is the property of, anybody can take possession. You see, in this whole world, this has become a very common thing nowadays. Have you seen? There are people in the middle of the road, they will pick up anybody in the middle of the road and think that they possess. A woman is become like this in many countries nowadays. Have you noticed it or no? So now you understand where these Chanda, Munda, Shumbha, Nishumba are coming from? Right? Understood, no? So, a gem amongst women, exceedingly lovely limbs. She stands, making the quarters luminous by her luster. You ought to see her. O Lord, whatever things are there in these three worlds, all of them, gems, jewels, elephants, horses, are now appearing in your mansions. Form Indra, Airavata, the gem among the elephant has been brought. Likewise this Parijata tree and the horse Uchishrava. Here stands in your courtyard the aerial chariot yoked with swans. The wonderful things originally belonging to Brahma has been brought as a gem in its class. The treasures Mahapadma has been brought from Kubera, the lord of the wealth. The ocean has been given the garland of unfading lotuses full of filaments. Now you understand what this is happening? You will find that these demons who have taken charge of all this, what have they taken charge of? The elephant from Indra's heaven, Airavata, they have taken him away. You will find that all these beautiful stuff like the Parijata tree, remember Parijata tree and Satyabhama and Krishna? So this Parijata tree was also taken by these demons. Okay. What they did was they captured this entire God's place. Now I want you to think on these lines. What does this mean? What exactly do you think? Think on the lines of A person who suffers from deadly diseases like dementia, what happens to him? You understand? He is completely forgotten everything. He doesn't remember anything. When a person is suffering from cancer, when a person is suffering from Alzheimer's, these deadly diseases are there. When they strike a person, what happens to the body? Right? Even when a person has got, type A, B, that type of diabetes that is there, what happens to that person? Terrible tragedies, isn't it? So all these things are a part of the demonic world. They take charge of things. See, just simple example I will tell you. What happens when you get a simple cold? Let us say you get a simple cold. Your nose is blocked, correct? Your lungs feel filled, with liquid. You can't speak also because your voice will also go. You get a stinking headache, right? And then you end up having a flu or something like that. Isn't your entire body under attack? At that moment in time, can you breathe properly? Can you eat properly? No. When you have a headache, what happens to you? You can't even think properly. Right? When you have a flu, what do? You go to sleep only. Right? So there are lots of problems which come about. These are demonic forces. We call them demonic forces. The believers, consider them as demons. Those who don't believe in spirituality will consider them as diseases. Well, what do you think these diseases are? What do you think these? We call them afflictions. 3 types of afflictions. Adibhuta, Adideva and Adhyatmika. We have already done this. Have we not done this? Adibhuta, which comes from the elements. Adideva, which comes because of these Daivic things, basically connected to some things going wrong in our system for some reason, because some gods are affected. Like say your liver is affected, your spleen is affected, something or the other, your stomach is affected, some part is going wrong. And Adhyatmika, that which is connected to spiritual. The spiritual problems are completely different. You lose your mind most of the time, right? You become ill because of that reason. So these diseases are that. At that moment in time, your body is taken over full, complete. Your ears are gone, your nose is gone, you can't breathe, your throat is gone, your eyes you can't see, headaches are there, body ache is there. How many problems are there? So, all these, the demons take charge. The treasure Mahapadma has been brought from Kubera, the Lord of Wealth. The Lord of Wealth is also affected because things from him are also taken over. The oceans giving the garlands of unfading lotuses full of filament, that is gone. The umbrella of Varuna showering gold is now in your mansion. All these are in the mansions of Shumba Nishumba. Remember this. Similarly, the nice chariot which belongs once to the Lord of Beings. O Lord, you have seized the lance of Yama, the famous Utkrantita, the noose of Varuna, the king of water, is in the possession of your brother. All classes of gems born in the ocean have become Nishumbas. Agni too has been granted your pair of garments purified by fire. O Lord of the sons of division, thus all the gems have been seized by you. Why this auspicious lady, a gem of a woman, has not been taken by you? Because you have taken everything else. Why is this lady left behind? That is also yours, isn't it? Think about it. Genghis Khan, when he came to India and captured the part of North India that he took over, what did he do? He captured more than 6 million people. Okay. Now 6 million males women and children were there. So one of his generals said, what is the point of taking all these people captured and taking them to Mongolia? He is a Mongol, remember that. So they decided that if we have to take these people, means we have to feed them also. So in one single shot, he killed all 3 million men in that. And he kept the children and the women alive. And he said, we will have better children and better this thing. And they took the women over there to Mongolia. This is how the kingdoms are made. What do you think happened in the time when Babur and all these people came to India? Right? When war happens, this is a very common thing. We have heard this in the Bhagavad Gita also. In the first chapter itself, have we not heard Arjuna saying to Krishna, when war happens, all the males die, the females are captured by these people. What is happening in that Middle East region where the ISIS and all these things, what happened over there? Same thing happened. During the World War, same thing happened. All wars is the cause of these problems. So, that is the reason why they are saying, you have taken charge of everything, why not these women? So please take charge of it. The sage said, on hearing these words of Chanda and Munda, Shumba sent the great Asura Sugriva as a messenger to the goddess. Go and tell her such and such according to what I say. You have to finish the work speedily in such a way that she comes forward in love. You can't force love on a person, no? But here, this arrogance, this ego, I am great. I am great. I am the greatest. Anybody can fall for me. I have the money. I have the power. People think that because of this, a person will fall in love. Today's day and age, people are like this only. Okay, very weak-willed. Can't say what they do. Yeah. So, he went to the very lovely spot in the mountains where the goddess was seated and spoke to her nicely sweet words. So first the person is always going to talk very sweetly. The messenger said, O goddess, Shumba, the lord of the sons of Diti, is the supreme sovereign of the 3 worlds. I am sent by him as a messenger and have come here to your presence. None of the divine births has ever transgressed his commands, and he has defeated all the foes of the Asuras. Listen to what he has to say. Mine is the entire triple world. The gods are under my control. I partake each one of their shares as a sacrifice. So whatever is meant for the gods, these demons are taking it. Let us say even a child, when he starts eating too much, you have to be careful because he is not eating. All those germs that are there in his body, they are eating. So that child has to be dewormed, isn't it? You know this very well, isn't it? What do all these worms do? That they don't give nourishment to the body, they eat it themselves. There is a plant which you will find it growing, it is yellow color, it just stems, it doesn't have leaves. It is called a parasite. It takes all the food from the main plant. So this parasite grows on this another plant. It's called Kaskuta. Go and see it. Kaskuta is a plant, if it starts growing in your garden, you are finished. So it's like that, they are parasites. Like weeds are there. When weeds come, what happens? The main plant is going to become weaker. So in the same manner, this has happened over here. So all these gods, everything of the gods, all whatever sacrifices which used to come to these gods have now been taken by these demons. They say, hey, you are not supposed to take, this is mine. And the demons were taking the sacrifices. All the best gems in the world, 3 worlds without exception, are under my control. Likewise, Indra's vehicle, the gem of elephants, have been taken by me. The gem of the horse, Uchishrava, by name, produced out of the churning of the milky ocean, was offered to me with salutations by the gods. O beautiful ones, whatever things were, like the rare gems with the gods, Gandharvas and Nagas, they are all now with me. Shumba and Nishumba, these got it. O goddess, we are in this world, esteem you a gem amongst women. So you come to us as we are the enjoyer of the rare gems. One second. You come to me or to my brother Nishumba of vast prowess, O lady of wavering glances, as you are really a gem. By accepting me, you will get huge wealth of no comparison. Think over this in your mind and become my spouse. The sage said, thus spoken to, Goddess Durga, adorable and auspicious, by whom this world is upheld and sustained, said seriously, laughing within herself, the goddess said, you have spoken the truth. No falsehood has been uttered by you in this connection. Shumba is the overlord of the triple worlds and Nishumba too is likewise. Because they have taken over the three worlds. Remember that. But how to falsify the promise formerly made out of immaturity of my mind? Here the promise I made long ago. He alone will become my husband who conquers me in battle, who vanquishes my pride, and who is equal to me in strength in the world. See, do you remember the first two words that we use? Strength and pride. Here is a woman, goddess. She is challenging the strength and the pride of these two egotist guys. Your strength against mine. She has a ruse, the way she puts it across. It's a ruse. She says, see, I have given a promise. Only one who can defeat me with his strength, I will then marry him. Very strange, isn't it? And so let Nishumba come here, or Nishumba of great strength. Let them conquer me easily and win my hand in marriage. Why delay? The messenger said, O goddess, you are haughty. Do not say like this in front of me. In all the three worlds which male dare stand before Shumba and Nishumba, who can stand before Shumba and Nishumba? Also before other asuras, even all the gods assembled cannot stand in battle. Then what about you? All alone, and that too a woman? They don't understand Durga. So this poor fellow is trying to talk to her in such a manner. You are just a woman. See, this is a problem in our world. We underestimate people. Especially the woman folks. We are underestimating them. You better be careful. Okay. Also before other asuras, even the gods assembled cannot stand in battle. Then what about you? All alone, and that too a woman. How can you, a woman, confront Shumba and others whom all the gods headed by Indra cannot stand in battle? On my word alone, you go to the vicinity of Shumba and Nishumba. There is no need of you going to them dragged by your tresses and your dignity lost. I mean, just imagine. He is telling the goddess, I will drag you by your hair to this to these two guys. Okay, Shumba, Nishumba. It is true. The goddess said, it is true. Shumba is strong and Nishumba is likewise. What can I do? My promise made is an unthinking moment is there, no? You go and tell the Lord of Asuras carefully all that I have said. Let him do what is proper. Here ends the 5th of Devi Mahatamyam in the Markandeya Purana during the period of Savarnida Manu. So we have come to the end of this chapter. So I will be stopping over here. And Rajma will be giving you the explanation now. Yeah.
Thank you, Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Guruji. Wishing you all a very happy Navratri. Today we will not be discussing the Shumba and Nishumba, because the two main demons, we will discuss after the goddess has killed them. But today we'll be discussing two very important demons in our life, and they are called Chanda and Munda. Who is Chanda? Chanda is, one is lust and one is greed. Because what they are talking about is possessions. Possessions of people, places and things. And they see, the way they describe this, they said to the demons, Shumba and Nishumba, that you are possessing everything. except this woman. And also, if you look at it from a materially point of view, women have been objectified. And it is also because they have been looked at as an object of lust, an object of possession. Why? Because it is also in you as a woman, how do you behave? How do you represent? And it is also the choice in us. My Guruji has always taught me a very powerful lesson. The way we behave, the world looks at us, means you have to be dignified. As a woman, the equality doesn't mean you are going to overdo what a man has done. See, today we are in the Kali Yuga. So the lust and greed is going to overtake everybody. And that's what he was explaining in the beginning. And because it is a Kali Yuga, it is going to be much more than what it was before. So women are also drinking more than a man can drink. They're doing mistakes which a man has done for all the 3 yugas now continuously, more than that. So what is the difference? The difference lies whether do you want to be this goddess who's going to kill these demons, or do you want to become the demon yourself? The choice is always in your hands. Do you want to be, taken away by lust and greed? There's a very, very funny movie which I was watching a little bit, yesterday. Just saw a few glimpses. And in that, the story is about today's modern world, how people are, in a very fake manner, wanting a spouse or a partner who's only rich, who has beauty. It's all external appearance. It's connected to wealth, beauty, glamour, all these things, which is all unreal in the material world. That is what they are keen on. They are not looking for, living in a simple way with a genuine person and working hard and making a life. They want it easy, they want comforts, they want the grandeur and glory of the world of Maya. That is the material world. So when you see these things, you are definitely going to get taken over by the demon called Chanda and Munda. So the choice to be this goddess rests in your hands. How do you want the world to perceive you or look at you? As a divinity or a demonic in nature? It all depends on you. And Guruji gave a very beautiful explanation, right? All these demons, when they have captured the entire triple world, what is acting within us? The 3 afflictions that a human being goes through, which is, he already explained those things. I'm not going to touch upon them. So if you have to fight these demons inside of you, most important is to change your way of life. It is called change my way of life. What have you done? You have gone off the Bhagavad Dharma. You have gone off the path. You have to come back onto the path. And that is called the way of life. Dharma itself is the way of life, the righteous way of life. All the value system, your culture, everything that you used to do, discipline, everything begins with self-discipline, eating right, eating on time. You cannot, take things for granted in this world. And he very beautifully, allegorically, the stories are explained. But this is not a story of a demon and a goddess and everything. All this is a story about you. How do we live our way of life? How do I live my life? Do I want to follow the path of dharma or adharma? The choice is in my hands. So today's demon, the lust and greed, don't fall for this. The most important thing that he spoke about while he was giving an explanation was contentment. A man is never contented with what he has. He wants more and more and more and more. How much more is enough for you? And that is greed. That is Munda. And Chanda is the lust, which is constantly saying, it's lust not only for, sensual pleasures, it is also lusting for things. Oh, I want to possess this, I want to possess. It's all about possession. And that's what you learned. So stop possessing. It's only when you give will you get. Charity is the first word in our life, which we have completely forgotten. We have become self-centered human beings. We don't think about other being in our world. So Krishna Bhagwan, when he comes to establish dharma, he removes the adharma, the unrighteousness, and establishes righteousness. So go on the path of dharma and do good in this world. So become that Devi, conquer these enemies, the 6 main enemies inside of you, and all the small other enemies are nothing but they are all your vasanas and tendency. The day you conquer, you become that goddess of this triple world. You become that divine being. Devi Mahatamyam is that. It is your greatness. And with that, I will end my exposition here. Thank you very much. You all have a wonderful Navratri. God bless.